Senior warning. The two worst vitamins that destroy your legs after 60. A 67-year-old man walks into my clinic with a cane. Last year, he was jogging in the park. Now, his legs feel like concrete blocks, heavy, weak, cramping every night. So what happened? Not age, not disease. Two things he thought were helping him. Turned out they were silently destroying his legs. After 60, every bite, every supplement, every habit counts. The wrong foods, the wrong vitamins, they don't just slow you down. They steal your independence. In this video, I'll reveal the two vitamins that can sabotage your muscles, the everyday foods that quietly damage your legs, the myths people still believe, and real stories of how patients turn it all around. So, if you're over 60 or care about someone who is, this could be the most important thing you watch today. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and ring the bell, because the truth is coming and your legs are counting on it. 1. Cheese isn't cheese anymore. Let's get real about cheese. Not the fancy, aged stuff you savor, but those ultra-processed cheese slices. You know the ones. They melt perfectly. Taste like heaven on toast, but under the hood, they're artery-clogging villains. Loaded with sodium, saturated fats, and preservatives. These slices are like a triple punch to your blood vessels and muscles. Sodium makes your body hoard water, pushing up blood pressure like a ticking time bomb. Saturated fat stiffens your arteries, blocking the very blood your legs need to thrive. Preservatives and phosphates, they mess with calcium and magnesium, the minerals that keep your muscles strong and your bones solid. I had a patient, a 72-year-old gentleman, who ate those cheese slices every day, walked in complaining of swollen legs, terrible cramps, and overwhelming fatigue. His blood pressure was creeping up. His muscles were screaming for help. We switched him to cottage cheese and ricotta, simple swaps that changed everything. 6 weeks later, cramping gone, swelling down, blood pressure improved. Real food, real results. Myth busted. That processed cheese slice is just cheese. No, it's a muscle record dressed as convenience. 2. The ice cream trap. Who doesn't love a scoop of ice cream? But here's the catch. Most commercial ice creams are not just desserts. They're inflammation grenades, packed with saturated fats, refined sugars, artificial colors, and emulsifiers. They hit your body like a sugar shockwave. Sugar spikes send your energy soaring, then crashing. Inflammation builds up in your muscles and blood vessels. Blood flow slows down, starving your legs of oxygen. That heavy leg feeling the morning after a sugary treat, it's not just fatigue. It's your body waving a red flag. I remember a patient who was baffled by his worsening leg cramps. Turns out his nightly ice cream habit was fueling the fire. Cut the ice cream, added anti-inflammatory foods, and his legs bounced back. 3. The chocolate con. You probably heard a million times. A little chocolate is good for the soul. And look, I'm not here to break your heart, but I will break the myth. Most of the chocolate people over 60 are eating, it's not really chocolate. It's sugar dressed up in Coco's clothing. The average milk chocolate bar is more sugar and saturated fat than anything remotely beneficial. We're talking almost no real cocoa, tons of processed sugar, hydrogenated fats, emulsifiers, and artificial flavors that your body doesn't recognize. Now here's where it hits home. This combo creates a perfect storm for metabolic mayhem. Sugar floods your bloodstream, insulin spikes, inflammation skyrockets, and circulation slows. And what happens when circulation slows? Your legs, the farthest point from your heart, suffer first. You might notice aching knees, burning calves, or that weird heaviness that shows up during a short walk. And most people blame old age, but in reality it could be last night's chocolate binge. Real story. I had a patient 68, who loved her nightly milk chocolate bars. She thought it helped her relax. But every morning, she woke up with stiff legs and numb toes. Once we swapped that out for 85% dark chocolate, just a square or two. Not only did the symptoms fade, but her blood flow markers improved on her next checkup. Her words, it was like I got my legs back. So here's your fix. If you're going to indulge, go dark, 70% cacao or higher. You'll get flavonoids, not just flavor. And instead of wrecking your circulation, you'll be supporting it. For can sabotage, let's head to the pantry. Canned meats, soups, beans, they scream easy meal, especially if you're cooking for one or avoiding the stove. But behind that pop-top convenience, there's danger. These foods are loaded with sodium benzoate, a preservative linked to inflammation. Nitrites used in meats can damage blood vessels. Sometimes even aluminum from the lining of cans, especially with acidic contents. This toxic cocktail doesn't just bloat you, it messes with how your body absorbs essential minerals like potassium, magnesium, and calcium. The result? You lose the minerals your muscles desperately need. You retain water in your legs and ankles. You wake up with swelling, tight calves, and a feeling like you're dragging bricks instead of walking. I had a 74-year-old patient who swore by canned chili every night. He thought he was getting protein and fiber, but what he was really getting was 1,800 milligrams of sodium per can, more than most people should have in a whole day. After cutting it out and moving to fresh-cooked lentils and ground turkey, his leg swelling went down by half within 2 weeks. Remember, swollen legs aren't just about heart issues. Sometimes it's your cupboard quietly waging war against your body. 5, cookie catastrophe. You're in the kitchen late at night. You're craving something. 1 cookie won't hurt, right? Except when it becomes 3 or 5. And they're the ultra-processed kind, cream-filled, sugar-glazed, packed with shelf-stable fats that don't belong in the human body. Here's what's in most of these cookies. Trans fats, known artery blockers. Refined sugar, spikes your insulin, drops your energy. White flour, 0 fiber, 0 nutrients. And here's the kicker. The sugar high is fake fuel. Your legs feel energetic for 30 minutes. Then comes a crash. And that crash doesn't just leave you tired. It drains your muscle cells of glucose, leaving your legs aching, heavy, and prone to cramps. Cookies equals sugar spike, insulin rush, blood sugar drop, weak muscles. Over time, this roller coaster destroys insulin sensitivity. Your body becomes less efficient at using glucose or energy, especially in the large muscle groups like the thighs and calves. That means muscle loss, weakness, and poor mobility. And we haven't even touched on how sugar stiffens connective tissue, literally making your tendons and joints more brittle. Mythbuster: aging does not have to come with joint pain and muscle weakness, but eating like a teenager absolutely guarantees it. 6. The flavor bombs, monosodium glutamate, MSG. MSG is the flavor boost in your instant ramen, microwave dinners, and salty snacks. It makes food taste better, no doubt. But here's the problem. For some people, MSG is a neuroexcitant. That means it overstimulates nerve cells. The result? Muscle twitching, coordination issues, stiffness, migraines, that wired but tired feeling after eating a meal that should have left you satisfied. I had a patient, 70, who ate instant noodles every other day. It was his go-to lunch. He started experiencing random calf spasms and hand tremors. His doctor thought it was early Parkinson's. But when we cut out the MSG-heavy foods, the symptoms vanished. It wasn't neurodegeneration. It was neuroirritation. As we age, the brain and nervous system become more sensitive to chemical disruptors. MSG might be fine when you're 20. At 65, It can be the difference between steady steps and shaky ones. Now, the shocking truth about vitamins. You stuck with me this far, and here comes the real twist. The two vitamins that can wreck your legs over 60, they're the ones people think are essential. Let's break them down one by one. One, vitamin A, the overachiever that backfires. Vitamin A, the classic vision vitamin. It's been marketed for decades as a superhero nutrient that keeps your eyes sharp, your skin glowing, and your immune system strong. But here's the kicker. Too much vitamin A, especially from supplements or fortified foods, doesn't just fail to help you, it actively harms you. And after 60, your body becomes more sensitive to that overdose. Let me tell you a story. A 69-year-old woman came into my office complaining about muscle weakness, mostly in her thighs. She said she could barely get off the toilet without grabbing the counter. Her legs felt like jelly. She wasn't on any new meds. Her labs? Normal, except one thing. She'd been taking a daily supplement pack from a longevity company. The vitamin A dose? 25,000 IU daily. That's 5 times the recommended amount. What happened? She was building up too much vitamin A in her liver, a condition called hypervitaminosis A. Her calcium and magnesium levels were off. Even though her diet looked good, her joints ached. Her muscles felt weaker every week. We cut the supplement, focus on real food sources, carrots, sweet potatoes, leafy greens. And in 2 months, she was climbing stairs again. No cane, no pain. Why does this happen? Vitamin A is fat soluble. That means your body stores the excess instead of flushing it out. Over time, too much accumulates, especially if you're older and your liver isn't filtering as efficiently. The consequences: muscle pain and weakness, joint stiffness, fatigue, dizziness, and bone thinning, calcium and magnesium interference, leading to cramps and spasms in your legs. Stick to carrots, pumpkin, eggs, kale, skip, high-dose supplements, unless prescribed, fortified cereals, and snacks. Multivitamins with more than 5,000 IU per day, unless your doc tells you otherwise. 2, vitamin D, the sun's dark side. This one, it hurts to say, vitamin D has become the golden child of supplements. Everyone's on it, especially older adults. And in some cases, it's absolutely necessary, especially if you're deficient or live in low sunlight areas. But here's the dangerous twist. Too much vitamin D can slowly destroy your legs from the inside out. Let me tell you about George, a retired construction worker, 72, who started taking 10,000 IU of vitamin D daily after seeing some biohacking video online. He figured, if 1,000 is good, 10,000 must be better. 2 months in, his legs were cramping nightly, his feet burned, and he felt like his muscles were turning to stone. He was also urinating more, drinking water constantly, and waking up with a sore back. Blood test, calcium through the roof. Vitamin D toxic levels. Early signs of kidney strain. We stopped the supplement. Slowly flushed the system. By the 4th week, his cramps were gone. His walking improved. He told me, I thought I was losing my legs. Turned out I was just losing my balance with vitamins. Symptoms of vitamin D overdose: leg cramps or burning sensation, muscle weakness or tightness, poor mobility, numbness or tingling in feet, fatigue, dehydration, kidney issues. If you're low, take a prescribed dose from your doctor. But megadoses from internet gurus, that's a gamble. And your legs are the ones paying the price. Final takeaway. If you're over 60, your legs aren't just limbs, they're freedom. They keep you walking, exploring, dancing, living independently. Don't let healthy habits become silent saboteurs. Choose real food over processed junk. Avoid vitamin overdoses. even from natural sources. Listen to your body, not just the supplement label. Aging is inevitable, but decline is optional, especially if you guard your legs like your life depends on them, because in many ways it does. Want to walk strong into your 70s, 80s, and beyond? Hit that subscribe button. I've got more muscle-saving, myth-busting videos on the way. Watch this next. 3 critical vitamins every diabetic over 60 needs. It's playing right here.